Hello guys and welcome to our Company of Heroes 2 Commander Update Preview Patch for 2021. In this video we will go through all of the factions and all of the changes for commanders only, and later on we will comment on other general changes inside the game. Before we start, I just want to tell you guys the concept of the video will be, as you can see on the left side, we will have a Excel sheet which I made where we will just go over the change for particular commander, what the old thing was, what is the new thing for that commander, and is it buff, nerf, balance, or flavor type. But we will go in details as the video continues. One more thing which I think is important for me to mention before we start with this is my credentials. Why is my opinion important? So I will just tell you guys that obviously I am a Company of Heroes 2 veteran. My highest achievement was I was in top 50 players, but that was like 3 years ago in 1v1. I was also a referee for ESL Company of Heroes 2 when the event started in cooperation with Sega and Relic. And besides that, I had a YouTube channel dedicated just for Company of Heroes 2 named Field Marshal. With that out of the way, let's go and start with our review of a preview. So we are starting with the British commanders. On the left side is my sheet, on the right side is the Company of Heroes 2 changelog on the website. Both of these you can find in a description down below, so you can check them for yourself. I've made a sheet so it is much more cleaner, much more better to keep track of all of the commanders. So you have commander, what is changed, good or bad, and that goes for all of the commanders. So as we said, we are starting with the British commanders right off the bat. Not a single one of these two which have been changed is getting buffed or nerfed. It is more likely a balance and some slight reworks to really highlight the flavor of the commander. So advanced emplacements, you're losing counter battery and you're getting hold the line ability. Basically this will provide you with more elastic and much more mobile defense, as the pets have been really changed where they now get some special abilities. They cannot be fortified. So all in all, this is a good change. So I wouldn't tell this and wouldn't call this a buff. However, it is a really add to the flavor. Lend-lease is changing where you will no longer get mortar sections and you're getting a strafing run. All in all, I think this is good because, I mean, let's be fair, both of these are a long range hit, click and hit abilities. One is call in and second one is, like recruit. But I think that strafing run in general for Lend-lease is much better for a theme, and since you already have mortar pets, losing mortar sections for strafing run won't change much. So now we are moving to Oberkommando West changes for their commanders. It is the same story like with the British commanders. We have two commanders which are changed, and it is mostly balance and flavor. However, for special operations we will have some slight buffs, but we will go over that now. So first commander which was changed was the Fortification commanders. So we here have a balance where our Volks Grenadiers are using the ability of making field defenses, and we are getting new ability for all of our infantries for the fatherland. So basically, it's the same story with the placements for Brits. It is making your defense much more mobile and much more elastic, and you're moving away from those bunker spams, which is, I think, a good balance. It is a slight nerf for Oberkommando, but in terms of the game, it is not a nerf, it is a balance, in my opinion. Second commander which got changed is Special Operations. So here we are using artillery flares and we are getting Sturm Officer. I think, first of all, Sturm Officer is a perk for this commander. And I would say that this is a slight buff for this commander because it will buff his soft power and his capabilities of dealing with infantry, because you will already get Sturmgewehrs 44 with infrared for your Oberkommandos. So, you know, Obersoldatens, and with the Sturmofficer, you will do even more damage. So, you know, it's a good change for Oberkommando West, and it's not a huge change, but it is adding to that flavor of this commander in general. So we are finally starting with some bigger changes in quantity, and that is with the Wehrmacht, with the Osth faction. So basically all of the commanders from the vanilla and from the start of the game in this commander update have been touched in one shape or form. So let's start from the beginning and let's go with the Festung armor doctrine. So in my opinion, this is a nerf because the command Panzer IV is being changed for Panzer IV-J. I think that it is a nerf just because the commander provided this doctrine with much more defensive capabilities and with much more defensiveness for as a callout than what Panzer IV-J will provide this commander. It's taking a little bit of a flavor from this commander just because Panzer IV-J is not a huge difference from regular Panzer IV, which you have, while Panzer IV command tank provides some buffs which no other tank can, you know. So I would say it is a slight nerf. Second commander which is changed is Festung support doctrine. So this one got balanced. It's not a nerf to say so, but it is a rework, making it much more mobile with its defensiveness. So the changes are that Stuka bombs are being changed with resupply stations, and the artillery is being changed by Commander Panzer IV. So what will this make is that you will get boost with defensiveness, and you will be much more, let's say, mobile, because just from the Stukas and from the artillery, you are basically trying to play a static defensive line. So I would say that this is a balance, not a nerf, not a buff either. It's just rework where you are just changing from one playstyle to a completely new playstyle, while you're not affecting the strength of that commander in particular if being used properly with these new perks. Next commander which we will go through is German Mechanized commander. So we are losing Mechanized Grenadier groups from the half track, and we are just getting to 250 half track, and we are losing artillery and getting vehicle crew repair. So just by looking at it from the quality perspective, it is a nerf. However, why it is not a huge nerf and it's a rework of a flavor is because, let's be honest, you wouldn't use this commander just to get that artillery or that mechanized armor group. If you want one of those, you would probably use another commander which has these, which will provide you with much more better tools which will work in synergy. It is small rework, and I think that now, I mean, just by look at this, it's German Mechanized. You get the half track in crew repair, while before you had mechanized group with grenadiers in it, and you had artillery. So you're losing artillery and getting vehicle crew repair. So, you know, it is, as it says, Mechanized doctrine. Next commander is Joint Operations. So this is a really, in my opinion, a good balanced change. They nerfed soft power of this commander. They buffed his defensiveness, and they made it much more in line with other commanders. Why? Well, look, you had recons, you had artillery, you had then call-in barrages. So basically you had a commander which was, in my opinion, with all of those perks, one of the best commanders which you can get for artillery support. Now that is being changed, where you're just losing that calling artillery and getting resupply station, which by itself is in a way a buff, because if you have this resupply station close to your front lines, to your artillery, to your infantrymen, it will make your artillery much more durable and capable of participating in a fight. Next commander is Luftwaffe Supply Doctrine. So here again we have a balance which is focusing on a flavor of a commander to make it much more in line, and you're losing some things which can be considered a nerf. However, you're getting some stuff which can be considered a buff, but well, again, if we are looking at this from a perspective of a game and not just a faction, this is a balance and it is not a nerf, to say so. What changed? So, you no longer get supply drop zone, you get air supply drop, you lose Stuka reconnaissance and you're getting Luftwaffe field officer, you're losing Stuka dive bomb and you're getting heavy bombing run. So, why is this a balance? The same way like you had with the joint operations, way too much ability and flexibility of providing artillery support and calling things. Here you had ability of basically using recon and then send several Stukas to destroy the enemies. So what changed is that you no longer have reconnaissance because you know, it will be too much. So now you will have heavy bombing run. So it is a buffed run. So you don't have Stuka dive bomb. Now you will have several Stukas going after that target. And one more good thing for this commander is that no longer you get supply drop zone. So that means you don't have to go to the point and click on that point, for example, on supply of fuel to get the fuel. You can just get air supply drop and it will drop in your base. Next commander which we have is Mobile Defense Doctrine. So again, change focused on flavor, balance. You're losing Osth reserves and you're getting mobile observation post. Again, you have it's in its name, Mobile Defense Doctrine. You're using the call-in of infantry if you lose infantry, so they can be replaced, and you're getting ability of making your half tracks into a sneaky posts up front to be more mobile, defense oriented, providing you with some intelligence. So again, it is flavorful, not a buff, not a nerf. And we have the last Doctrine, the last commander, which is changed, and that is Storm Doctrine. So this is, in my opinion, a commander which got also balanced with a focus of flavor. I'm going to tell that for every single one of them because that's the general theme of this commander update, sorry. So I would say that for Storm Doctrine, you got buffed because now this commander, Storm Doctrine, together with these Jaeger Command Squad, instead of Regal anti-tank mines, will provide you with much more benefit than Regal AT mine would. Regal AT mines are good. However, let's be honest, with Storm Doctrine, having Jaeger Command Squad can be much more useful than having that 180 mine. As a Germans, you already have Teller mine, which is good. So AT mine, Regal AT mine, it's a stronger Teller mine, but I think that it was an overkill when you take in consideration the purpose of this commander and how he is being built. I just hit my microphone, so let's go for the last commander for the Soviets. And if you thought that Wehrmacht had a lot of changes for its commanders, well, oh boy, Soviets have even more commanders and they have even more changes. Again, same story as it is with the Wehrmacht. A lot of these commanders are the ones from the vanilla, from base game. So we have some later on commanders from DLCs. However, majority of these changes are focused on all commanders to kind of work them to make them much more let's say colorful for new metas and for new gameplays. So we first have Conscript support tactics. So this is balance focused on a flavor. So we are just replacing incendiary barrage with 152mm howitzer strike. So it is replacing soft strike with harder strike. Next commander which was changed was guard rifle combined arms tactics. Oh my god, such a long name. So here what got changed, this in my opinion is a nerf, because you got changed your IL-2 Sturmovik attacks, that ability which make your IL-2 make circles on a map and attack anybody in sight on sight, changed with IL-2 strafing run with just one run. So that is an obvious nerf for this commander. Next commander we have is Lend-lease tactics. So I would say that this commander got nerfed, and this is why you lost allied supply drops and you will get this 6 supply truck, and also you are losing Dushka and you're getting 50 cal. This is double nerf in my opinion. I think that Dushka is much better than 50 cal in my opinion, and the allied supply drop was so good that it went in synergy also with that commander, where you can basically drop the supplies, drop the fuel, and use it to buy the tank which this commander provides you with. So now you lost that synergy a little bit with this commander. After that we have Partisan tactics. I think that this is a slight nerf, but it is being balanced. So you're losing tank hunter partisans, the 4-man squad, with the Shrek for anti-tank gun camouflage. So it is still making it flavorful. It's still better to have AT gun, like in real life, you know, you have AT gun waiting in ambush together with partisans to flank, instead of having a partisan spawn from building somewhere around and just hitting you from the back. So yeah, I mean, it is balanced. You're not losing too much, but that shock capability, however, you're getting ability of making AT guns camouflage. So it is kind of a mix. You're losing ability to spawn from building and run around with Shrek. However, you're getting the AT, which is less mobile. However, it can do a hefty and harder punch. Next commander is Reserve Army Tactics. So this commander got buffed. Well, weirdly, they lost tank hunter partisans and they got the commissioner, and they lost infantry repair kits and got air supply drop. I think that in both of these cases that this commander got buffed. I think that this is focusing much more on soft power. So commissioner, together with everything else with this commander, will provide this commander with much more specialized purpose of dealing with infantry, and together with air supply drops, even if you are doing heavy infantry and you have commissioner to help your troops and boost them, you will not lag behind with the tanks, because you will have fuel and you can just keep air supply dropping in and get the tanks later on. Next commander is Soviet anti-infantry tactics. So in my opinion, this is a game balance, but a commander nerf. Why? Look, you are replacing shock troops for assault guards. Let's be honest, shock troops are the best close quarters infantry because of their body armor, so they take less damage and their PPSHs will shred just anybody. You're replacing those with guards. Guards are good, however they are not shock troop good. Why I'm telling that this is a game balance is because, look, you had KV-8 plus shock troops. That's way too much. So it is just putting them a little bit back in line, where now you will have assault guards with PPSHs instead of shock troops to go with KV-8 on the battlefield. Next commander is Soviet industry tactics. This is a slight nerf for the commander, so we are changing vehicle crew repairs for recon overflight, and we are losing ally supply drops for this 6 supply truck. So with recon you are getting more, however you're using supply drops for supply trucks. I think that wherever you lose supply drops for supply trucks is a bad thing in my opinion, especially for Soviets. Let's be honest, you will never have infantry like Germans will have, and just trying to, you know, work on your infantry too much and trying to work with quality instead of quantity will not bring you victory. I mean, it's much better and efficient to deal with enemy infantry, especially in 4v4s, 3v3s, with Katyushas with infantry, rather than trying to get your troops supplies, health, weapons and stuff, you know. So Soviet Shock Army Tactics is a next commander which we will go over. So this is a flavorful rework. We have some buffs for this commander, I would argue. So you are losing the artillery, ML-20 howitzers for T-34 85s, and we are losing IL-2 Sturmovik attacks for call-in artillery, and we are losing Conscript assault package for IL-2 recon run. So why is this a buff in my opinion? Well, look, losing Conscript assault package, it's not a big deal. You already have shock troops with this commander, and you're losing artillery. However, you're getting the call-in artillery. You know, not a big change. It won't change too much, and it's even better. You know, they can't maybe snipe your artillery if they are heavy artillery. So, and Germans have a good artillery. And you are getting T-34, which can go hand to hand with those shock troops. So basically, this is so flavorful. You have shock troops, you have recon, you have call-in artillery, and you just smash with T-34s and with shock troops together with call-in artillery. This is so flavorful. And now we have last change, which is Tank Hunter Tactics. So here they are changing your ML-20 howitzer for B2 or 3mm howitzer. There is only one comment for this. It is bigger, better, stronger. So there are 203 reasons why this change is a buff. So if you stayed this long, you should definitely consider subscribing, you know. I hope that you enjoyed, guys, that you found this helpful. I tried to make it as short as possible, but what the hell, I mean, I kind of got into it. Tomorrow or in 2 days, I will release the first video for general changes, which is coming in this new commander update. There are a lot of those. And also check some of my other videos as well on the channel. Yeah, thank you guys once again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.